This is the Boston Celtics news feed on CLNS. Today is Friday, December 15th, 2017. This is Mike Walsh reporting for CLNS, the leading online provider of audiovisual coverage for the Boston Celtics. Before we get started today, a quick special notice. The all-new CLNS Media website has launched at clnsmedia.com. clnsmedia.com is now the home of this podcast and also 40-plus other podcasts and videocasts in the world of sports, finance, comedy, and lifestyles. We are so excited to have our show featured on the new CLNS Media website. Support our network by checking this episode out at clnsmedia.com. That's clnsmedia.com.
Definitely does. It's one of the reasons I love coming to the hospitals. It definitely puts things in perspective. My injury is nothing compared to what these kids have to go through and what they're battling for a lot of times their lives. And so just to come and see their faces, see the energy they have, it really boosts me up, lifts my spirits, and hopefully I can do the same for them.
That was Boston Celtics forward Gordon Hayward speaking at a local hospital this week. Hayward took some time from his rehab this holiday season to visit with hospital-bound children as part of the Shamrock Foundation. He was also seen yesterday playing video games with kids at the Boys and Girls Club of Boston. You can hear and see full audio and video of Hayward's visit and a bunch of other Celtics talking about the holidays on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/CLNSmedia. While Hayward is out of his walking boot, the prized free agent will still be sidelined for the foreseeable future. That means his first contest against his former team will have to wait. The Utah Jazz are in town tonight for a game against the Celtics. This begins another back-to-back as Boston will travel to Memphis for a Saturday night game as well. The Jazz enter tonight just outside the Western Conference playoff picture with a 13-15 record, good for 9th in the standings during their first season without Hayward since 2009. The Jazz are losers of 4 straight right now and will be without both Raul Neto and Dante Exum for their trip to the Garden. Both point guards, Neto is in concussion protocol for another day or so, and Exum's shoulder injury will keep him sidelined for much of this season. For the Celtics, Marcus Morris will be joining Hayward on the sidelines through New Year's with a knee issue, while Al Horford still appears on the injury report as a game-time decision with rest the reasoning. However, after he sat Wednesday night against Denver, it seems reasonable to assume he'll be active and starting tonight. The Celtics will also face former teammate Jonas Jerebko for the first time since he moved to Utah. Jerebko has been a key cog of the Jazz, starting 10 games and averaging 17 minutes a night. As for Hayward, ESPN's Chris Forsberg reports that he thinks it will be a little weird watching tonight's game, but also said, quote, "I hope we beat them by 40. Listen up, Hoop fans, basketball is back, and now that your favorite hardwood heroes have returned to action, it's time for you to put your fantasy knowledge to the test and win huge cash prizes every night playing one-day fantasy basketball at DraftKings.com. At DraftKings, there are a bunch of ways to play. You can choose from public contests with those huge cash prizes or private contests where you can compete against your buddies. They've even got beginner and casual contests playing against people of a similar skill level. And of course, the best part, you get to draft a brand new team each and every day. Huge cash prizes and bracket rights await only at DraftKings. Use code CLNS at DraftKings.com to play free with your first deposit for a share of $10,000 in total prizes tonight. Get out there, draft your team, take a bunch of Celtics, Jazz, whoever you want. Don't wait, use code CLNS at DraftKings.com now to choose your lineup. That's code CLNS only at DraftKings.com, the game inside the game. Minimum $5 deposit required, eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. While the Celtics were off Thursday night, it was an interesting evening in the NBA, particularly up in Cleveland, where the Cavs picked up another win to remain 9-1 in their last 10 and just 2.5 games back of Boston for the number 1 spot. They beat the Los Angeles Lakers 121-112 behind a 25-point, 12-rebound, and 12-assist triple-double by LeBron James. That feat was his 59th triple-double, tying him with Celtics legend Larry Bird for the 6th most in league history. James said, quote, "He played until he couldn't play no more. He just played until he literally couldn't play the game no more. He gave everything he had. For young guys that don't know him, they think of Larry Bird as a jump shooter. He was so much more than that. He was a passer, averaged double-digit rebounds, he defended, took charges. Straight up, complete basketball player," end quote. Of course, that wasn't all James said last night. He had some close words for rookie Lonzo Ball. Of course, when the two got close on the court after the game and covered their mouths with jerseys, the NBA world went nuts, thinking that maybe it was a conversation about the undying rumor that LeBron will be taking his talents to LA next season to join Lonzo Ball and the Lakers. However, a rogue microphone appears to have picked up the actual audio, and ESPN confirmed a Reddit post that said James told Ball to find his zone and stay locked in. that the media was going to ask him all about what James told him, and that Lonzo should say nothing and let it all be white noise. The Celtics host the Utah Jazz at 7:30 p.m. Eastern tonight. The Newsfeed channel has you covered. Go back and listen to Josue Pavone's pregame show from this morning with guest Andy Larson of ESPN Salt Lake City. We'll be back tonight with a postgame recap as well. Until then, head to DraftKings.com, put down a $5 deposit with the code CLNS, and enter your fantasy hoop team before tonight's games. Be sure to follow CLNS on Twitter at CLNS Media and myself at CLNS_Walsh. And subscribe to the Celtics newsfeed both on iTunes and Stitcher, as well as the CLNS Media Network's mobile podcast app. New Garden Report episode will be back from the Garden tonight. Stay tuned to the YouTube page, again, youtube.com/CLNS Media for all of our locker room content. Until next time, guys, this has been Newsfeed Manager Mike Walsh for the Boston Celtics newsfeed.